It's Paige from Salt Lake County Aging and Adult Services, and today is part one of a four-part series of strength training. And I would love for you guys to use this as a supplement to your cardiovascular work. Remember, you don't always have to separate your cardiovascular work and your strength training, although sometimes it makes sense. So this morning I went out and ran, and so now I'm going to do strength training. Sometimes I combine both. So whatever works for you, but I know a lot of you out there walk outside in the morning or in the afternoon, and this is a great video to watch after you do your cardio or before for some of you. I am splitting the videos into lower body and upper body, and I will try to vary them. Today is lower body though. That's what we're gonna start with. And I want to let you know of some weights that I'm gonna be using. These are ankle weights. I'm in no way associated with this company that sells these weights. What I am promoting are ankle weights in general. One thing I do like about these ankle weights, I'm gonna show you up close, is they have little bars in them so that I can change the weight according to what I wanna lift that day. Or if you're new to weightlifting, you can always start with no weight, add half a pound, and then 2 weeks later go to a pound, and a month later go to 1.5 pounds, so that you are increasing your weight, but you can do it at nice, easy intervals. So the other thing that I really like about the ankle weights is you can use them on your hands. So you can go out and spend money on your dumbbells, but they only work for your hands, where these work for both. And I really encourage everybody, now that this pandemic is going into month 8 or 9 or whatever we're at, we got to adapt, right? And for many of us, that means bringing exercise equipment into our homes, and you do not need to spend a lot of money to equip yourself to be able to maintain your fitness, and most importantly, to keep your health, right? That's what it's all about. So we're gonna warm up, but we're not gonna put these on just yet, because I wanna do something standing. So if you want to stay seated, that's absolutely fine. Otherwise, we're just gonna start with the march, and you can always march seated. We're gonna do, this is gonna be a 15-minute video. The warm-up is going to be 3 minutes, and the cool down will be 2. So we have 10 minutes worth of strength training, just that lower body, and we're just marching. Let's just kind of shake it out, right? If you're already warm, great. If you want to skip to the strength training right away, that's fine. Get a little bounce in your step, get that body ready. Good, let's change to a step side to side. We do want to warm up those legs, since that's what we're focusing on today. But we're also going to warm up the upper body. Remember, if you want to play music, play it in the background. I know, people like music. Just in the video age, it's just easier to not use music and let you guys choose your own. Good. Let's change this to a hamstring curl. Bring the heel up and back. You notice behind me I have a chair. We are going to be doing some seated exercises, and in general I always recommend that you have a chair somewhere around you. We're working those hamstrings, back of the leg, making sure everything's nice and warm. Good. Excellent. Let's change this to knees. If you don't feel comfortable lifting your knee all the way off the ground, then just lift that toe. You don't have to lift the knee all the way off the ground. Belly in tight, chest lifted. Always preoccupied with our posture. Always, always, always. Good. Let's go back to that march, and this time we're just going to use our arms a little bit more. We're going to do that exact same routine that we just did, but we're going to add some arms to it. Good. We're just looking to get our blood flowing. Right? You don't have to be sweating, but you definitely want to move your body. Get that blood going. Good. Let's go to step touch, and I'm going to swing my arms this time. So lifting those elbows up to the back. Remember, you want an area that's free of any tripping hazards. We don't need a lot of room today for what we're doing. Good. Let's change this to a hamstring curl. And I'm bending and straightening at the elbows. Bringing the heels up behind me. Belly in tight. Making sure I don't kick my chair. Usually I wouldn't do this with my chair directly behind me, but I want to stay in frame. Good. Let's switch this to knees. Now, if you want to get your heart rate going, you can put those arms up. If that's not great for your shoulders, keep them here. And you know me, my shoulders are always questionable, so I like to keep my arms low. Good. Excellent. Let's go back to that march. Good job. All right, there's our 3 minutes. Let's grab our ankle weights. Put them around the ankles. So you notice this one I'm going to do this way where I cross my foot onto my knee and put it on here. Then I don't have to bend over. This other one I'm going to put on this way. If you don't mind bending over, then you can do it that way. All right, so if you need to pause while you put on your weights, great. If you don't have weights, don't worry about it. Feet flat on the floor, belly in, chest lifted. Let's stand it up and sit it down. And again, stand it up. We're doing 10 of these. And sit it down. If 10 is too many for you, do however many you feel comfortable doing. And then instead of standing, squeeze your rear end. So for those of you who don't want to stand, I just want you to squeeze those glutes like you're gonna stand. Get up and down. Good, this is starting with our leg exercises, but it's also a great way to extend our warm up, right? We got 2 more. 2. Now on this last one, I want you to stand up and stay standing. Good. No, we're gonna sit down, actually, I lied, because we're gonna do leg extension first. Sorry about that. So sitting up nice and tall, both feet flat on the floor. I'm gonna start with my right leg. You can start with whichever leg you like. And we're gonna extend at the knee and come back down. And up and down. Now, if you can not touch your foot to the floor, great. Now I'm short, so it's easy for me to not touch. If you're taller and it's hard, that's okay. You can always just set your heel down or just hover that heel above the ground or work in the quadricep, front of the thigh. And if this hurts your knee, obviously don't do this exercise or take the weight down. Let's do 1 more. It's going to be 10. Belly in nice and tight. Don't lean back. Good. Let's switch to the other side. 2. Good. Notice that you can see the sole of my foot. That's because I'm flexing my foot. I'm not pointing my toe. That's so I can stretch that back part of my leg. There's 5. Belly in nice and tight. 6. If you can't fully extend the leg, don't. Go as far as you can comfortably. There's 8. A couple more. 9. Excellent. And 10. All right. Now we get a bonus sit to stand, or at least to stand up. And we're going to come around, and I want you to just come around to the back of your chair. I'm going to turn my chair so that you can see what I'm doing. And we're going to start on the right leg. And I'm going to show you a side view. We're going to start with our hamstrings. So what I'm going to do is pull my belly in. I'm going to take my toes behind me, and then I'm going to lift my heel up and down. Lift and lower. You can set those toes back down on the ground, or you can hover them above the ground. Whatever feels most comfortable to you. Only bend the knee as far as it wants to go. Don't force it. If you don't have a lot of range of motion, that's okay. Use what you got. There's, what's that, 6, 7. Here's 8. Belly nice and tight. 9. We're going to stick with this right leg. 10. All right, stick with this right leg and watch. I'm going to do our glute squeeze. I'm going to take that right leg straight behind me. There's 1. Squeezing the glute. 2. Remember, we want to keep our lower leg, our legs strong, because that's what moves our body around. It's a big reason why we don't fall. It's a big reason why we do fall. When we let our legs become weak, we need to keep them strong. There's 6, 7. Squeeze that glute. This standing leg might start feeling it. Hang in there. If you need to take a break, take one. We got 1 more. Squeeze the glute. Good. Excellent. Keeping with this right leg, we're going to take it out to the side. 1. Working the side leg. 2. Notice I'm not lifting super high. 3. I'm not changing my upper body. 4. 5. Ooh, I can feel the standing leg. 6. All those stabilizers in that standing leg. Stand up off it. Don't lean into that hip. There's 7. 8. 9. 1 more. 10. Good. Ooh, and shake it out. So I do that on purpose to really get that standing hip, get all those stabilizers engaged. Good. All right. We're going to go with the left leg or the other leg. Standing up, facing the chair, or, whatever. We're going to take those toes back and we're going to bend the knee 1. You can do this seated. Everything we're doing here, you can do seated. Same idea, just pull the heel back under that chair. And you can even wear ankle weights while you're doing this, or not. There's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and here's 10. Good, we're going right into that glute squeeze. Take that straight leg back. Notice my upper body's not changing. I'm not leaning so I can lift higher. It's not about how high you lift. It's about how much you squeeze your glute, your butt. Squeeze. Squeeze. We stop using those glutes. We start using the lower back, and then we got all sorts of problems. Use those glutes. They're strong. They're big muscles. Good. There's 8. Here's 9. And 10. Excellent. Last one on this left leg. We're going to take it out to the side. 1, 2. Notice how up tall my body is. 3. It's not moving. I'm holding onto my chair. This is not meant to be a balance exercise. Meant to be strength. So let's focus on that strength. Good. There's 6, 7, 8. Woo, starting to feel it. 9, last one, and 10. Excellent. Shake it out. Good job. So we just did all of the leg with the sit to stand, and then all those different exercises worked all the different muscles in our upper leg, in our glutes, our hips. So now what we're going to do is our calves. So we're going to stand feet about hip width apart. It's nice soft knees, belly in, chest lifted, and let's lift up on the toes. There's 1, 2. You can do more reps. You know, we're looking for 8 to 12 repetitions. You don't need to do more than 12, and you don't need to do less than 8. That's why I stick with the 10. It's right in between. There's 6, and 7, and 8, 9, last one, 10. Excellent. All right, let's come back to our chair. This one's a quick one. Remember, you can always, we're going to take these weights off. You can always repeat some of those exercises. But for today, again, as promised, I'm sticking with a 15-minute workout. We're not done quite yet. What we're going to do is sit with our feet flat, and we're going to lift our toes. 1, 2, working dorsiflexion, front of the shins. We don't use weights on this because it gets in the way of the mobility of that flexion, and it doesn't serve a purpose. Good. We only want to use weights on our legs and arms when we're actually doing strength training. Don't want to combine cardio and ankle weights or hand weights. We got 1 more. Squeeze it up there. Good, and relax. Last thing, we're going to stand up. Make sure all those tripping hazards are gone. Putting all your weights under your chair or away from you. I'm even going to move my chair over a little bit. We're going to do some lunges, and these are very small. All I'm doing really is stepping forward and stepping back and alternating. Stepping forward, stepping back. I'm going to give you a side view. This is all I'm doing. Stepping forward, stepping back. This is not a big motion. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. Right? So we're just kind of practicing that lunge because I want to practice going downstairs. Good. I'm going to face forward again. We're going to do 1 more each side. You can make these bigger if you like. I'm kind of getting a little bit bigger. Let's take a break. Now what we're going to do, I'm going to move that chair back. So we're going to do the same thing, but look, I'm going to step backwards. And for those of you who aren't familiar with lunging, this is what I want you to do. Just step back. Get that feeling of stepping back. Can you make it a little bit bigger? Sure. But look, it becomes a lot more complicated. All of a sudden, I'm doing a single leg squat. Can you do this? Yes. Is it good for you to do? Yes, but only if you can keep the form. If you can't, then we're just right here. Stepping back. Good. The deeper you go, of course, the higher your heart rate's going to become. Excellent. We're almost done, guys. I'm just varying how much I step back just to show you a variety Good. One more each side. Going at your own pace. Excellent. Facing forward. And we're just going to do a few of these. All we're going to do is step to the side and step to the side. We're going to get into our cool down now. So these are just nice and easy. Notice I'm not doing anything crazy out there. It's just a little side step. We're almost done, you guys. Into that cool down. Excellent. Now let's take a step to one direction and just stick your rear end over towards that direction that you stepped to stretch the inner thigh. If you need to, sit down. It's the same idea, just taking the leg out. Good, standing up tall, keeping your head above the heart. Let's switch to the other side. Getting focused on our breathing. Good. Excellent, coming back to center. Wonderful. Now what we're going to do is take a heel in front of us and we're going to push our rear end back and stretch the hamstrings. So here it is to the side. You can also do this seated. It almost looks exactly the same, except my rear's on my seat, my legs out in front of me, stretching my hamstring. Remember to breathe. Look at how flat my back is, right? I'm not rounded. Keep it nice and flat. Good, come out of that. Let's do the other leg. We are almost done, you guys. Good job. It's a good feeling to be done with the workout, right? I've done my cardio. Now I've done my lower body. Tomorrow I need to do upper body. Remember, you want to do strength training your whole body at least twice a week. That's what we're looking for. Good, come up. Let's do a shoulder roll. And another shoulder roll. Excellent, deep breath. You can take your arms overhead if that feels comfortable. And down. Let's do that one more time. And down. Excellent. Thanks for doing this lower body workout with me. Next week, I will come out with the upper body that will probably include our core, and I hope you join me. Thanks and have a great day.